Good evening, boys and girls. I am so excited to get our treasure hunt started. And, oh, that's right. I'm here alone, so I don't need this. Woohoo! I'm so excited about the work you've done on your Cornell notes, keeping track of all this good information about so many European explorers that made a big splash in the New World. From the Old World to the New World, remember? We have maps that we've adopted that show our routes of the Spanish explorers and routes of the English and French and Dutch explorers that we're going to call upon this evening. And let me just throw out some names for you. For example, Pizarro, Francisco Pizarro, was one of the Spanish explorers that had an impact on the New World, as did our friend Columbus, Cristobal Colombo, or however he became known, and, oh yeah, Coronado, the one who built the fort that marks
Hello! 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 Hello!
hello to you too.
Hello! Say hello! Hello!
Hello.
Hello! That is the cry of the Vikings! Hello!
Wait a minute.
I
Wait
believe
a minute.
This is your sacred bell.
Teacher magic.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Do you mind if I take my mask off?
please do.
Okay.
Oh,
Now,
lovely maiden. You could be a Viking princess.
could you please introduce yourself? Who are you?
My name is Leif. Not Leif Erikson, that scoundrel. But my name is Leif Svensson, the great Swedish Viking explorer. And I heard you had children here who were studying great explorers.
Yes, from all over Europe. How perfect.
And I came with the hammer of Thor, not to be in an Avenger movie, but I could, you know. But because I came through this time portal under your desk, and another loser explorer, some Christobum Columbumbo, told me about it,
Well,
and it.
he did some good things.
He did not. He did not. And this whole thing is just a charade because everybody knows that it was the Vikings who got to America first before any of them, those Jehu guys you were reading off, and even Coronado. I beat Coronado here to America, and Leif Erikson, I got to give him some credit because we were related, you know. He was my third cousin once removed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do know
But
what you're
actually-
talking about?
I was the one that got removed. They didn't like me. You know why?
No.
Because I got to North America before Leif Erikson did, and he never forgave me for that.
Well, what year was that?
Somewhere before 1000 CE.
Oh yeah, Common Era. We know that.
Yeah, whenever that was. I was never very good with the calendar.
Well,
Although I did lots of work on rune stones, carving dates and numbers and letters into rocks.
but tell us a little. We're good with artifacts. Tell us a little bit about rune stones.
Oh, I can tell you later. But first,
Okay.
I do recognize this map of What was it you called it?
This is our North American continent.
Yes. Well, before there was Leif Erikson and his father Eric the Red, there was me, Leif Svensson, or Laf Svensson, because it's Leif Erikson.
Okay.
Yes. But Leif Svensson.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, what's your name?
My name is Leaf. Martha Leaf.
Your name is Martha Leif?
Yes.
Oh, maybe we are related. You look like a Viking princess.
Please.
You could be in an Avenger movie.
We have a lot of work to do on our treasure hunt.
Go ahead. But I'm here to correct. Because these explorers, they get all the credit, and the Vikings get just shoved right up. Besides, I brought a picture of my ship. See, these ships that those guys get all the credit for, they're nothing compared to the Viking ship. Here's my Viking ship. The Husqvarna. It's a beautiful ship, the Husqvarna. Yeah, because it cuts right through the water, just like a chainsaw. Yes.
Okay. That is your one of your claims to fame.
Vikings were here first, I'm sorry to tell you.
Well, I wonder why we didn't come across that before.
Poor
European?
teaching, maybe.
Well, it could be an oversight.
Or maybe if you have the last name of Leaf, you didn't want them to know your secret lineage. Yes, that you, would you like, you said you have students?
Yes.
Would this help you?
As a matter of fact,
The Hammer of Thor.
I could
This is very beneficial.
definitely keep that handy. It looks a lot like yardsticks that I have in my classroom.
Oh, and the very special thing about this hammer, if you have a kid across the room and you throw it at him, it'll go like this, it'll go bonk on it, ow, on his head, and it'll come right back to you.
More teacher magic. I might be glad you stopped by. This is
So
awesome.
teach and I will watch and I might correct you.
Yes, please do. I don't want you to feel badly that you didn't make the cut of our European explorer highlights, but when I was choosing this particular crowd, I wanted to choose the ones that made the biggest splash, made the biggest impact on the Americas, especially North America, because we have spent a lot of time in class talking about relationships between people, and this leads us to relationships between countries.
But that Christobal Columbo, he never even got to North America, and I did. In fact, I got into the middle of America. We came on our ships to up here, I think it was Iceland. And then, you know, maps. It was very cold. I had brain freeze the whole trip. Everything was frozen. We came to this, and I think this was Greenland, and nothing was green about it.
No.
Not green at all. And then we came over here into what is light blue land, and this is light green land, and we came down, I think around here, and we found a place that had lots of grapes, because you know what Vikings are all about. Grapes, spices, iron, and trade.
Trade. Now there's an interesting
Yes,
word.
grapes, because you know why we want grapes.
Why do you want grapes?
To make grape juice.
Grape juice.
And other fruits.
Is that a true story?
That is.
Oh, that is.
And
Okay.
you can make wine.
Vine.
Wine for drinking.
Vine for drinking.
Yeah, that's why they called it Vineland, because it had vines
Okay.
and grapes
We will be checking that out on our nearby
and
map.
spices and iron and trade.
We have discussed trade.
Would you like to trade?
No, not right now.
I will trade you this.
I am interested in the hammer, but I do want to get
Go
things
on.
kicked off for our treasure hunt. Because the treasure hunt, as I've explained, is a chance for me to be shown what my students know, and that is pure treasure.
A
And
treasure
the hunting.
of grapes. Cinnamon. It's a spice that you could put in your grape juice
Mhm.
and heat it up and make glug.
Oh.
Vikings love glug.
Have I got a challenge for you?
And iron.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon. I love cinnamon. And cloves.
Excellent,
Yes.
excellent.
And trade.
And trade.
Yes.
Well, this is a chance for my students to put some of their information down on paper. So, boys and girls, I have some questions that I want you to use your maps for, and might you have somewhere to go for just a few minutes while I get a couple of treasure hunt questions under their belt?
Are you
I
trying to
think,
get rid of
I
me?
think you might have to go find
But
some
first,
grapes.
I must tell you a joke. See, Sven and Olive are Vikings too.
Sven and Oli.
Yeah, yeah. And they often got into Swedish Viking jokes, and but I want to tell you about little Oli. He was my son. Yeah, and he said to me, he says, "Papa, why do I have the biggest feet in all of 5th grade? Is it because I'm Swedish?" He said. And I said, "No, it's because you're 19. I'll come back.
Okay. Take a look at the map in OneNote of the Spanish explorers, because we really are going to look up close at the Spanish explorers, the English, the Dutch, the French. On map number 1, I want you to look at the routes of Coronado and the routes of DeSoto. There's a couple of good things to notice about them. How are those two routes similar? The route of Coronado and the route of DeSoto. When you have decided, I want you to look down at your treasure hunt map, find the rectangle, and write your answer there. And I'll be right back. Pause me until you get the answer. And now,
Did I hear you talk about the Coronado?
yes, yes, yes.
No,
Wait,
he was not the first one. Everybody thinks he was like the first one. I got to Kansas before Coronado. And even as far down as a place below Kansas. See, we came in our ship down around here. And we came down this inlet river and in our long ship, and we lugged it around into these lakes. And they were very
Fair.
great.
pretty
They-
great.
They were so great. I missed them. They were so great. These Great Lakes, and went all the way and came up through this one, and this lake, it was superior than all the rest. And then but there was we dragged our boat and we got it into some water, and we kept dragging it in. Finally the water got bigger and bigger, and we was in a river. And we came down this river, and then we came up this other river, and before you know it, we was in Kansas. Yeah, yeah,
I don't know if I've read that.
yeah, no,
In my
no,
research
no.
or not.
And then down, okay, but then we got up there, and there were no grapes. There were no spices. Just a lot of hills, smoky hills, and so we left there and came down, and decided to turn around And that's where I left my rune stone.
Tell me, we are good with artifacts. What is a rune stone?
Well, the rumor about that rune stone up in Minnesota, not true. But the one down at that place down below Kansas,
We say south of Kansas.
below South Kansas.
South
It's called
of-
South Kansas.
South of Kansas. Go ahead.
Okay, but I left my own rune stone, and I have a piece of it here that I brought with me. It's in rune writing. See? Yes, it's in special rune writing. This is my family insignia. There's the loop of travel, and then the round world that you go into to explore. I even have it on my hat.
Oh.
The rune. Yes,
You
and
are
I even have, I left a rune stone there.
So
And here's,
full of information.
here is ancient Viking writing. See the runes.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the loop of life
Mm-hmm.
going into the world.
I see that.
Yes, and here's some more. You thought I had big muscles. These are called Viking rags, you know. See? Viking writing. So I left lots of these runes
Mm-hmm.
in there. And some people said it was very runed, but there's a rune stone in Oklahoma. We left a name behind. We were supposed to keep secret. Can I tell you?
Why? I think we're up for secrets.
It was a home. We thought maybe V could have a home down there, yeah. And we called the home of Vikings or Oklahoma. And we left the rune stone, and this is a piece of it.
Oh my goodness.
Look it up, children.
We
It's true.
sure will. We feel badly that we haven't spent more time understanding the sagas of the Vikings.
The Vikings got here, yes.
Yes, and very close. Oklahoma's very close.
Yeah, which means home of Vikings.
Mhm.
See?
But let me pause you because it is time for us to tackle another couple of questions on our treasure hunt.
I see some things over here that need pounding. I'll be right back.
Okay. Take a look at your map, number one, in OneNote. And I want you to find the route of Ponce de Leon. Ponce de Leon. A compass rose will help you with this question. If you need to draw one, you can in the square on your treasure map. But the question is, which direction did Ponce de Leon travel first from Puerto Rico? Which direction did he travel first from Puerto Rico? Put that answer in the square, and we will be back with another question. Pause me here. This is the third stop on your treasure map. It is time for another question. Like a quest. Oh, just thought of that. Because we're going to talk about a conquest. And conquest on your map with the Spanish explorer routes, you can see a spot in Mexico that was a Spanish conquest. My question is, who do you think was involved in the conquest that took place at Tenochtitlan? You can see it on your map. It's today known as Mexico City. Who do you think was involved in that conquest? Put your answer in the star on your treasure map. And pause me here while you write it. Excellent. Let's see what else you can do with the second map in OneNote. That second map was the map that had the travels of the English explorers, the French explorers, and the Dutch explorers. And there's a lot of activity on that map. I especially want to know if you can figure out which country probably took over more land around the Mississippi River. You're going to write the name of that country in the circle on your treasure map. Here's the question again. Find the Mississippi River. Decide based on the map what country probably took over land ownership in that region, and write the answer in the circle. Pause me here while you write that country. Now, on that same map with the English, the Dutch, and the French explorers, I want you to locate Henry Hudson's routes. Henry Hudson traveled in 1609 and 1610. I want you to find his routes and explain what you can figure out about his travels, and write that in the oval on your treasure map. Look at the map, make a decision, as you analyze his routes, make a decision about something that's probably true about his trips in 1609 and 1610. Pause me here so you can get that information into the oval. Back for one more map, specific map question. There are 2 explorers on that map, the second map, English, French, and Dutch routes. 2 explorers. One starts with an F and one starts with a V. I want you to tell me something similar and something different when you compare the route of Frobisher to Verrazzano. Locate Frobisher's route, locate Verrazzano's route, and tell me something that's the same about them and tell me something that's different about them. And put your ideas in the double square on your treasure map. Something the same and something that's different when you compare Frobisher to Verrazzano. Now, pause me so that you can get that done. Oh, we're back. We are back, and we're making good progress on our treasure hunt. You can tell by looking at your map. Mr. Viking. Mr. Viking.
Yes.
Can I help you? We're really trying to get through this treasure hunt.
Dad, I've been doing lots of pounding with my hammer of Thor. There were lots of things that needed pounding because I explored your room, and Val, there were lots of interesting things in here to explore. But I'm very sad. I didn't find any grapes
Oh,
or spices.
that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, to make vine.
To make vine,
Yeah.
yes.
And glue. And I didn't find any iron or any. There's some things in here, though, that we could trade. Because if I'm going to leave you with the hammer, what are you going to trade in exchange for the hammer?
What am I gonna trade?
It's not that heavy.
It is heavy.
No, it's not.
I could trade,
But while you're thinking about this, I need to share with you another Swedish Viking joke, because we've been on those ships and their long voyages, and we're exploring, might I say, hundreds of years before those so-called European explorers and that Cristobal Colombo.
you said you have a joke for us?
Yes, we're on the Viking ships and we tell jokes to keep our humor up.
That is interesting.
Yes, and did you hear that Ole, the Viking? He locked his keys in the car. Yeah, he locked his keys in the car.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it took him 2 hours to get his family out. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Okay, Sven, He showed me a pen. Yeah,
Sven
a
and his
writing
pen.
pen. Yeah, and he said, "Is this your pen?" And I said, I don't know. And I took it and I started writing with it. And I said, yes, it is my pen. And Sven goes, well, how can you tell? And I said, well, because this is my handwriting. Yeah.
So clever. You guys just must crack yourselves up.
That wasn't that funny. But when you're on a ship in cold north woods of up there, and one time we got lost. Me and Sven and Lars, we were Vikings way up here in the woods, and we got lost in the snow. And we thought that was it. We were done. It was the end, and we. But I was digging around in the snow, and I found a lamp, like a magic lamp. And I rubbed it to get off the snow,
Yes.
and suddenly a genie came out. And the genie, it was like a frost genie, and the genie said, I will give you 3 wishes.
What did you wish for?
Well, we shared. And so Sven, he said, I wish I was back home on my farm. And poof, Sven was gone. And Lars, he had a wish, and he said, I wish I was back with my wife and family. And poof, he was gone. And I was really sad. And the genie says, well, go ahead and make a wish. And I but I was so sad. And the genie said, well, what's the matter? I said, I'm so lonely. And so I wished that Lars and Ole were back with me. Yeah, okay.
That is precious.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Pause your jokes for just a moment, because I have a couple, I think, fairly easy questions on our treasure hunt. Pay attention, because you'll use your Cornell notes to write this answer down.
Is this the last question?
No, sir.
Let me know when the last question is.
I will. Do you have something special
Yes,
to share with us? Okay.
it's the power of knowledge.
From what countries were explorers traveling during the Age of Exploration? Now, you'll remember that our Viking friends traveled way sooner than our European explorers that we are talking about today. So please list the countries.
Much sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
We'll have to work on that. What countries sent explorers during the Age of Exploration? Please write those countries down in the flower on your treasure map.
Sweden, Norway, Finland, Denmark.
Oh, let's listen to that. Pause me so that you can write those countries correctly. Spelling counts, so does the proper way to write proper nouns. Pause me. And we're back. We are back with another question from which you can find information on your Cornell notes.
But first I have to, yes, one
No.
more joke.
No.
One more. Do you know Ole? He wore both of his winter jackets when he was painting his house last July. Yeah. And I came along and I saw him painting. It was in July, and he was painting the house with both his winter jackets on. And I said, Ole, why you got your winter jackets on? And he said, because the paint can said use 2 coats.
Ole.
Yeah.
Put down a year that was a part of the Age of Exploration. A single year. Make sure that it falls within our limits of what we have talked about as the Age of Exploration. When you write that year down, it should be in the Pentagon on your treasure map. Pause me and we'll continue because we're almost done. Oh, would you take care of some pounding over there for me, please?
Over here?
Yes, over there.
Yes, Phil, I'll be a pound over here then.
Excellent. it's time. We're almost done. But at this point, I want to know 2 incredibly interesting facts about the Hyperdoc Explorer that you selected last week. You did some good research, and you plugged in that information into the orange boxes on the Google Slides. See what you can find in your memory to put down in the big rectangle, kind of at the end of the map, about your Hyperdoc Explorer. His name will be helpful, and 2 facts about him. Pause me while you do that, and then we will be ready to wrap it up very soon. Okay, and we're back. Oh, Mr. Svensson.
Leif Svensson.
Leif Svensson. I'm just about ready to wrap this up with my students.
I've been doing some good pounding, you know. I
do
can't
know.
wait
I do
to
know.
have you invite me back through the time portal under your desk so I can pound some of your students. Because you have yet to trade for this
Oh,
Hammer
I'll
of
be
Thor. And, you know, I'm beginning to think this place, Kansas, that maybe I should have stayed here longer because I got a hunch. I saw some vineyards when I was out and around, yes. Because I'm looking for grapes
Oh.
and spices, like cinnamon,
mm-hmm.
cloves,
Mm-hmm.
cardamom.
Mm-hmm.
Swedes like cardamom.
Mm-hmm.
Not sweaters. Cardamom spices.
That would be a cardigan. Yes.
With who?
Cardigan.
I know her.
Uh-huh.
Saint Cardigan. She was very sweet. Yeah, but and trade. So you have a very pleasant demeanor. I still think you could be a Viking princess.
Well, I have my work cut out for me here.
Yes.
So I think I'll
Now,
be staying put.
while I was pounding, I found this.
One of our favorite globes. One of our favorite globes.
This is very strange because back in Viking world, the earth was not round. It was flat back then.
So you do have some more to learn about life in the new world.
Oh, this world is not that new. Some of us were here a lot longer before those other explorers that Cristobumbo, Columbo, Lumbo. He didn't even make it to this country, but I did. And I put a runestone in the home of Vikings,
The home of Vikings.
which is
Oklahoma.
Shh.
Secret.
Mhm.
Secret.
Ancient rune writing.
Okay. We've got
Get on with
2
it,
big closing.
because I've got to get going.
Yes.
Explorers
Thank
have
you for
still stuff
coming.
to explore,
Thank
yes.
you, thank
Is
you.
this your last question?
This is, I have, 2, my last segment.
Okay, Val,
Kids need to be focused, so maybe that time portal's calling your
you want to get rid of me now?
Mr. Svensson name.
Leif Svensson.
Leif
And since you
Svensson.
are Leif, Viking Princess Leif,
Mhm, mhm,
Martha Lena Leif, Martha Lena Princess,
Yes.
I'm going to give you the power of knowledge to continue teaching.
What a gift.
I'm not going to trade my hammer. No,
Can't give me the hand.
You do not, I don't think you know how to use the hammer, but I am going to give you this. The helmet of wisdom and knowledge, so you can be the best teacher ever.
Something tells me that.
Okay, I must go. Fair princess, you now have the power to be the Viking princess teacher and to rule over the new world of knowledge. Just remember who came to America first. Those Spanish and Dutch and Greek and French and Italian explorers? No. Who was it?
You have told us that it was the Vikings.
The Vikings, yes. I would take my rune stone, my hammer, my
Okay.
rune rags,
And,
my,
thank you, thank you,
my
thank you, thank you,
phone,
thank you, thank
and
you.
my jokes. Do you want to hear another one?
I really have to get,
Okay, I
Yes,
must go
wrapped
back to
up.
the time portal.
oh, impact, you wanna talk about impact? This is a chance for you to decide, based on the work we've done together, what is the biggest positive impact in your opinion? Put your opinion in one of the triangles at the bottom of your treasure map. Again, which of those positive impacts do you think was the most important? And tell us why. So your response will start like, I believe that the Viking mumbo jumbo, because, and then support your opinion. Pause me, get that done. And come back. Now, just like I said, there were positive impacts for this final, for this final question. I want you to look over the negative impacts and decide which you think was the most harmful to the new world. From that list, tell me what you believe was the most harmful of those negative impacts to the new world, and be sure to support your opinion and tell me why in the last triangle on the treasure map. And we are done. Good work.